All right, so the Raw Dog 100 challenge is what I'm calling it. I'm going to be eating raw beef, or just raw meat, right? Let's just call it raw meat. Raw eggs, raw dairy, mainly in the form of milk, but some cream, some butter, maybe some cheese as well, and some fermented products like kefir and yogurt, and raw honey. Reason I chose to include honey was in case I lose too much weight or it's just too difficult to put on the weight through those three foods. I can always add a few tablespoons of honey to up those calories. Reason I'm calling it the Raw Dog Challenge is in honor of Raw Meat Experiment. He did Raw Dog June or July, I believe, which was just meat, dairy, and eggs. He didn't include any honey. Again, I want to include honey just for those extra calories. Reason I'm doing it, so right now, today's Saturday, September 2nd. I'm going to be starting on Monday, September 4th. Finished off the fruit I have today. I had a banana and a mango. They were delicious. Why I'm doing this? Two main reasons. One is to kind of just be a N of one proof that not only are raw animal products not dangerous, but they are actually health promoting. Now, I am not making the argument that they should be eaten exclusively for health or that you need to eat them to be healthy. I just want to put the myth to rest that eating raw animal foods is dangerous. If you Google, is raw meat, safe? It says no. Is raw dairy safe? No. Is raw egg safe? No. And I, from experience, believe all that to be completely false. Even when you get a lower quality animal product. I'm not saying that's what you should do, but I have experimented with lower quality steaks raw and they go down just fine. I've never had any issues. That's the one reason. Second reason is I want to see what sort of changes it'll make to me mentally and physically and potentially even spiritually. I have experimented a lot with raw animal products, particularly raw eggs and raw meat, and I feel fantastic on them. They digest very easily. They give me a very different sort of energy that's hard to describe. Recently, when I've been playing around with different carb sources, I don't think it's carbs. I'm not claiming that carbs are the issue, but when I have too much of them, like maybe 3 pieces of fruit in one sitting, I'll wake up with a kind of a general feeling of puffiness or inflamed body feeling. And it's not like in a muscular filling out way. It's more in a just inflamed sort of way compared to when it's more fat-based that I'm eating. So I'm curious what that'll do there. And kind of another side reason, I guess this is reason number 3, is I was speaking to a friend today who was doing the carnivore diet, mainly for weight loss for him, and he was experiencing depression on it. However, what he also noticed that I found very interesting was the depression was not caused by the diet. He doesn't believe that, and I don't believe that either. It's not caused by the diet. Simply what the diet did, the lack of carbs, I guess the lack of joy from eating, was point out sort of flaws, if that's what you want to call it, in his lifestyle. So he felt like he was lacking a lot of social connection in his life, and this lack of carbs, or put in a better way, this lack of dopamine hits through food, through having a sweet ice cream, a cheeseburger, even honey or any form of carbs. In his case, the lack of dopamine hits from that was revealing flaws or holes in his social life. So I think something similar might happen to me where I might, basically the joy of food is going to be taken out for the most part. I think I'll still find some joy, particularly in the dairy and honey. I'll be doing a lot of milkshakes like that, and they're going to taste great. But a lot of the joy is going to be taken out, right? I'm not going to be seasoning foods, spicing things up, things like that. And it's going to reveal a lot of things to me. And I think that's where the biggest part of the challenge is going to come, where I feel like things maybe aren't going right in business or in life, and I don't have food to fall back on. I don't have a juicy, seared steak with toasted butter and garlic on top. I've got a bowl of ground beef with some salt and a slab of butter. Not the most exciting. So goal is, as I described, see what sort of things will happen. The rules, I'll repeat them one more time. Raw meat, it's mainly going to be beef. I might dabble in some other things. Organs as well, and bone marrow, all that stuff from beef. Raw dairy, So milk, milk, cheese, butter, fermented dairy products, eggs, and raw honey. I'm going to be doing all of them as organic, pasture raised as I can within a reasonable budget. I might just not do butter because raw butter is quite expensive. I'll just stick to the ground beef and milk, and eggs. And I'll have salt as well as filtered water from the local filtered spot. Yeah, I'm going to do that for 100 days or until something bad happens. My definition of bad happening is anything digestive, anything sickness-wise, and or losing my mind, whichever comes first. So I'll make a bigger YouTube video about the journey. I'll make some reels of updates along the way. I'll probably have a physique check-in, and I'm not disappointed with my physique, but I'm also not extremely happy with it, so we'll see what changes there. Yeah, this is it. It's crazy.